these high expectations of me, but I'm not responsible for the disappointment. That's one. Secondly, Akshata said you guys are going to get ICA marks. Sure, it wasn't a trap. Okay, so everyone, my name is Yuti and I'm the head of the research and discipline. And every time I introduce myself like this, my friends are like, stop bragging, and I'm like, that's the only head I'm getting, I'll to brag. And anyone who's dated in school, who's been in relationships in school, okay. So you guys know that dating in school is, still easy, right? It's not. It is not, but it only gets worse from now. But like school dating is also kind of weird. Like once there was this really like good-looking guy in my school, okay, and he was like sometimes look at me and used to brag, मुझे देख रहा है. And yeah, school में कुछ भी लोग show off करते, तो ये तो फिर भी ठीक है. So it's like, and then one day he walked up to me, and even I was like, yes, आ गया मेरा DDLJ moment. And he just goes like, you remind me of my dead sister. And I was not prepared for this. This is where the symptoms of my disorder started. He is responsible for it. Right, so he was thinking of a funeral, I was thinking of a wedding, it did not match. Moving on, I've been single since school, and I've always heard the longer that you wait, the hotter you date. So that's a myth. Okay, it is not true. I'll tell you the real deal. The longer you wait, the higher your expectations get. Okay, that is how it works. And then after being single for such a long time, मैं भी पहुंच गई single लोगों की दुकान पे Bumble. And with a few trial and errors, I finally understood the concept of these dating apps. Pehle it was like first base, second base, third base, home rate, right? Now the new base are, let me introduce you. Okay, Netflix and chill, hooking up, hanging out together, what you tell your friends, but we all know what's happening. And then in the last, in sabko paar kar liya, to sharing emotional traumas. And there where the people show off, yeah, I fixed him. No, he was just too poor to afford therapy and you were available. Right? But all of this like also depends, like these dating terms, they are so technical and there are a lot. I'm sure a lot of you guys know roadshow, this, that. But this also depends on where you live, right? I lived in Borivali. So there we used to say, Arey kat gaya tera. I did my schooling thoda aage, Kandivli. And there we used to say, bhav nahi de raha. I came in Mitterrand, they started calling it ghosting. You all do that. And as these dating apps show कि like यहाँ पे तो ऐसे पति परमेश्वर मिल जाएगा, but engagement के जगह फिर therapy का date मिलने लगा. Then these dating apps like got very monotonous, for me personally, because someone please, okay, I have access to few of the guys here, so let me tell you this, and I hope you can spread the word that gym jana, weekend के songs सुनना, mirror selfies and coffee cannot be your entire personality. They wouldn't be on Bumble. Makes sense, right? And like on these dating apps, I met a guy, a typical engineering guy. And let me tell you, if there's anything worse about being rejected by a guy, it's from an engineer guy. You do not go lower than that. Okay? And like when he said he wanted to meet me on Thursday evening, I really thought he wanted to meet me on Thursday evening. And he chose to play with his football with his friends over me. Like instead of being with a keeper, he decided to be a keeper on the field. But your choice. And here I was fighting, for my life on my girls' group chat. His ex and him are just friends, yeah. So what if he's spending all his time with his best friend? There's nothing happening, they're just hanging around, guys. They're just hanging out. And recently, I met my ex-boyfriend's girlfriend, and she's like a really condescending bitch. Okay, she just walks up to me, and she's like, "How do you feel to see him in a happier relationship?" And I just said, "Have you watched Euphoria?" guy friend I had, and I liked his Instagram story, and I texted my friend saying, bro, look, he's single. And I sent the screenshot of the story, and I didn't realize I sent the screenshot to him only. And he was like, what is wrong with you? And I said, I really don't know where to start. So he sent me a therapist number, and he says, I'm orbiting you. And I was like, what? And he said, मैं सोबो से हूँ और तेरा कट गया. So I know after so much trauma, you all must be thinking that this girl needs healing. She needs therapy. And वो भी try किया. You know, I tried that also in the last summer vacation. But then in the middle of the healing, I was like, is it worth? What if I lose my humor? Is it really worth being mentally healthy and peaceful rather than getting validation from strangers on my childhood trauma and chills, on my coping mechanism? Another good point is that if you have these toxic habits, if someone messes with you, you can just do personal attacks on them. You can just blame that okay, I'm toxic, I can say these things, right? You can just blame it on your other personalities. Like one of my friends, just like, if I said anything about my choice in men, I would just turn and be like, at least they find me attractive. Unlike your boyfriend who is like who doesn't find you attractive, or your personality. And your daddy issues and fake accent from Soho is not cute anymore. And you know how they say that you should start reading books? It helps you. So started reading this book for self-help. It's called 50 Shades of Grey. In that book. First, in my entire lifetime, at least not this lifetime, I will never understand how a super rich businessman, a super smart businessman, hands over his major part of his deals to someone who's an English literature major. I am a side student and paying for my internship, and she gets a business. Another thing to heal is I've often heard people say, look good, feel good. Well, this is a very incomplete sentence. Okay, this is a very incomplete statement. Let me just complete it for you. Look good, feel good. Also, wear three more layers to hide it from your mother, who would remove you from a will if she saw your original clothes. Thirdly, they say, you should take care of your skin. It is really important, which I agree. But skincare is also very confusing. You guys would have seen the ads and all of these on social media and this and that, right? And I'll give you an easy technique. Get rid of all the men in your life. It works. It does. After this vacation, so many people came up to me like, your skin is glowing. I know. I stopped taking their issues on me. I stopped fixing them. Because men would stress everyone around them except themselves. That's how their skin glows. And they end up having the clearer skin. फिर भले दिमाग कितना भी खा लियो. अभी उसका तो they couldn't snatch common sense from us. Except their mommy issues. That's the only thing they get from women. Another thing they say is do skincare. Again, I agree. Then some, guy friends told me like, yeah, we were just talking about skincare, and he's just like, yeah, good. Anyways, men like girls with natural beauty, or men prefer who are like wear less makeup. And I was like, what? How is this my fault? How is this my fault that if men are dumb enough to believe that we're just born with pink and sparkly cheeks? It is your problem, okay? And lastly, eating healthy. There's this recipes, salads, fruit bowls, meal preps and all. But let me give you a warning. Being healthy is very expensive. Okay?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like, I get it. So are Mumbai restaurants, right? They are equally, if not more, they are also very expensive. But at least I can put it on my Insta story. At least I can show off. Avocado toast steel ke bartan pe dal ke photo डाल. And my friend went like, bro, you cannot just do it for other people or for social media. You need to do it for yourself. It's like, what? I can live without showing it off, without peer pressure, without making other people hate on their lives for the rest of the night? No. Until someone puts a story of the same place, of the same club, in the same outfit they are wearing for 50th time, या friend का मांगा हुआ होगा, in the same club for 23rd time of the year, you're not validated, you're not welcomed on social media. And then summer vacations ended, I came back to college, and then I was like, yeah, I'm healed, I'm ready to face college, and I'm brave enough to go to college. and I was like ready to fight for my life at 9 a.m. in the local trains. What irritates me in Borivali station is that people cannot walk straight. They cannot. Every day they will say, ऐसे करके कौन चलता है? तुम रोज चलते हो. I'm taking an average age, let's say 25-30-year-old people. Okay? तुम बचपन से चलते आ रहे हो. रोज. How can you feel at the very basic human skill? Right? And then they will not walk straight and they will like, पहले स्ट्रेट और डायगोनल में फर्क सीख लो, फिर मुंबई में फ्लैट के सपने देखना. And then you go in the train and you're like, you know, life में बहुत गलती होती है लोगों से. I understand, I do know, but how do you गलती से end up being in a women compartment and still end up feeling sexually assaulted? The way they are pushing, like they're fighting for their life, and they literally are there hanging on the train. And if you take Virar fast, the arguments they have, मेरे mom के superstitious beliefs ज़्यादा logical लगने लगते हैं उनके सामने. ये समझ नहीं आ रहा. Like today only I went to Virar and the Virar auntie goes like, yeah तुम Borivali fast में चलो. तुम विरार में क्यों रहते हो? ये क्या midlife crisis है at 9 a.m. in the morning? तुम रहते ही क्यों हो? And after a few weeks of college, I think I finally learned the trick to ace college. You know, my friend and I were just talking, and I realized that the last sem I got good marks because I was going through a bad breakup and a really bad mental health state. So to avoid thinking about that, I started studying. So that's how you pay. You either pay it with your mental health or you pay it with your money, whatever you can afford to pass the college. So I scored good marks because my mental health was going down. Recently, I was writing my SOP for masters, and I wrote that I aspire to be a professor. And my friends were like, what? Why? Why do you want to be a professor? And I was like, 2 महीने की summer vacation मिलती है ना? We're like, no, that is not how it works. The teachers still work after you're gone. And I was like, then what is the occupation where I get vacations? Because I love summer vacations after this. So I'm like, trophy wife बन जा फिर और क्या? And you know, looking at my choices, I'm starting to have more and more respect for my mother's choices. Like her, I also believe in getting into arranged marriages for money. I don't think it's wrong at all. You know, now if anyone calls me a gold digger, I can just blame it on genes. And you know, lastly, this sem we have a subject, anyone who is in third year would know, family and marital counseling. And this has changed my thinking about family and relationships forever. Okay, like, did you guys know you actually have to communicate your feelings in a relationship? You know, it's not just about wearing pretty outfits and going on nice places. That is not what it is about. Like, you have to give them personal space. You cannot expect them to be there whenever you need attention. What and why am I keeping you? And lastly, you know, and then you like cannot expect them to compliment about how you fixed him. You cannot even brag that because they need personal space apparently. And you can't have backup. What? How did someone not tell me that? And most importantly, you cannot lie your way out of it and blame it on your other personalities. You have to be responsible for it. I did not sign up for this. I would rather be a trophy wife. And you know what? After sharing so much trauma with you guys, I feel like I'm on a fourth base with all of you all. Thank you guys.